Hi, it's David Ask the Electrician, and we're going to be covering generator and transfer switch installation. Installing a generator or transfer switch, electrical panel, and electrical wiring should be done by a qualified person, a certified electrician, or an electrical contractor. All electrical projects should be done with a permit from the local building authority, and the work should be inspected. This installation will be covering installation of the generator and the transfer switch, which is pretty much typical for most brands of transfer switches and generators. And so we're going to be looking at the transfer switch itself, starting with covering what the transfer switch does. This is an automatic transfer switch. The transfer switch transfers and activates automatically when the power is lost from the utility. It activates the transfer switch to switch over to the generator power after the generator has been turned on, and then it transfers the power over to the panel of the generator. In this case, we have a 100 amp sub panel which is built into this automatic transfer switch unit. And in this particular installation, what we have is another sub panel that will be attached to the transfer switch panel. So you've got a variety of circuits that are going to be powered up. So the size of the generator will be the indicating factor of the amount of power that can actually be fed into the circuits that will be backed up by generator power. In this case, this generator is about 16 kW, and so we're still limited to that size. Even though this transfer switch is 100 amp rated, and even the sub panel that's being fed off of this is a larger sub panel, we're still only going to get enough power that that generator is capable of putting out. But again, what we're doing is we're supplying the power from the electric utility company to the transfer switch panel. We've also got the generator power that comes into the transfer switch panel, and then that will, when it's on utility power, the transfer switch power panel is on all the time, and so is the other sub panel that would be fed from it. But once the utility is gone, the generator fires up and it provides power out to the transfer switch and the other panel. So we begin by just, in this case, we have to install this transfer switch in a accessible location, of course. It's a pretty heavy panel, this particular one. It's 100 amp rated, so we have to put blocks in the wall. The wall's been opened up, and so we put some stud cross pieces inside of the bay of the stud bay there. We put the mounting screws in, and then we plan out our wiring. In this case, this transfer switch panel is about 15 or 20 feet away from the main panel, so it's not a great deal of a distance. It's on the opposite side of the main panel, and so we begin by installing the flex. There's a flex that comes with this particular transfer switch panel that contains the control circuit wires and the wires that will be connected to the generator. So of course we have to make provision. In this case we have open walls, 2x6 framing. So we're going to be drilling some holes. We're going to be installing the SER cable, service entrance rated cable, which will be feeding the utility power to the transfer switch from the main panel, and then another SER cable that will be feeding power from the transfer switch panel to an additional sub panel. Those are two separate cables. The flex cable will be the one that has the transfer switch control wiring connected directly to the generator and the generator output wires. So we've pre-drilled the holes in these studs, and we're running the SER cable and the flex cable. The SER cable, again, service entrance rated cable goes to the main panel, and a junction box, which we'll see, where we're going to be intercepting the other sub panel and splicing that outside of the main panel. The flex for the generator will be routed through the holes that are in the studs here and then poked out side of the wall here to the generator itself. And we're looking at the generator itself. We're opening that up. With any generator that you get, you're going to have an accessible enclosure. This is for, the larger generators that are well above 5 kW. In this case, again, it's typically for 13 to 16 kW on up. And the enclosure opens up, and with your generator, of course, you're going to get your installation manual. You'll notice that the biggest thing for you to really pay attention to here is the circuit breaker, where the generator output feed will be attached, and that is the circuit breaker protection for the generator. And then your control circuits, which will be a block of connectors where the wiring will be attached to for the controls. These controls will activate sensing relays that sense the power loss from the utility, have the generator start up, and once it's up to speed and you've got full voltage, then of course the generator transfer switch transfers over. So we make those connections at the generator. It's pretty basic and straightforward. The ground, of course, has got its own ground terminal. Neutral wire has a neutral lug as well. And then the two lines for the 240 volt coming out of the generator go directly to the circuit breaker in this case. In some cases, you will have a junction box that is mounted on the outside of the building before the flex actually goes to the generator. Now you'll see in this transfer switch, again, the components are pretty much straightforward and generic for most transfer switches of this size. We've got our terminal block there for the control wiring to be attached, and in this case we've only got just a few wires there, 4 wires, and then we are attaching the wiring for the electrical utility from the main panel, which has not been connected at the panel, of course. So these wires are not energized. But we come in with a loop of wire, we curl it, and we bring it in through the line section at the top of this transfer switch. You'll see there are a pair of lugs at the top for line coming in. And then we've got a pair of lugs at the bottom of this transfer contact mechanism, and that is where the 2 wires from the generator are attached. We have to take the safety guard off to attach these, and then we put the safety guard back on. And we also see where from this transfer switch contact mechanism, there are a pair of wires that actually go down and feed this enclosed subpanel that is part of this assembly. So we don't really have to do anything with that. You can check those if you want to for the tightness of those lugs to make sure everything is nice and tight. Now in this transfer switch area, of course, we're going to be attaching the neutral wire that comes from the generator and the neutral wire that comes from the service panel, the main electrical service panel. There's also connections for your grounding. Of course, we need to ground the enclosure here. And you can see not only do we have the ground wire from the generator, but we also have the ground wires that are going into 2 separate lugs that are joined together for the sub panel feed that goes out and the supply that comes from the main panel. So we have our transfer switch is mounted. It's wired up from this side of the generator, and then we work our way back towards the panel. And of course, making the connections in the panel in the electrical panel is the last thing we do. We want to make sure everything is covered up inside of the transfer switch panel. Once we get to the point of energizing the connection at the main panel, we've pulled back the wiring from the other sub panel that is fed off of the main panel. And again, this is going to be a second sub panel that will be on generator power. But instead of feeding it from the main panel, we are feeding it through the generator panel. It doesn't have a lot of circuits on it, mainly lights and receptacles. But we brought the wires out of the main panel and we're splicing them in an exterior junction box. And so this junction box is it's the sub-panel cable has been removed from the main panel, and the wires have been spliced with the cable wires from the transfer switch panel. There's a circuit breaker in the transfer switch panel that these wires attach to. Connection for the main panel is basically a 2-pole breaker that will be feeding this sub-panel. The 2-pole breaker is sized, in this case it's 100 amps because this sub-panel is a 100 amp rated panel. But again, your limiting factor is the size of the generator. Most part, when we're on generator, we want lighting and receptacle outlets as needed, especially for the refrigerator. Thank you very much, and I hope this helps.